morning. You're welcome to the Pulse of Nigerian Politics right here on Morning Pulse. My name is Sharon Enemchuku, and I'm joined in the studio as usual by my analyst and co-host in person of Mr. Daniel Sacramento and Ifoma Oji. Good morning. How are you all doing?
Well, good.
Good
morning.
good
this morning. Good morning.
You all look good.
Looking bright.
Thank
Just
you.
like the sun.
Please, Ifoma. Thank you. You look good too, Mr. Daniel
you.
Sacramento.
Thank you.
All right, so two big stories are trending this morning, and frankly, they are hard to ignore. First, shock and disgust in Anambra. A female NYSC member was beaten, stripped naked, and humiliated in broad daylight by vigilante operatives who were supposed to protect the community. The video went viral, and Governor Charles Soludo acted fast, firing 8 of them, promising justice and compensation. But is that enough? Then, over 13 million social media accounts have been shut down across Nigeria. Yes, you heard that right, 13 million. The federal government says they were promoting offensive or harmful content. According to NITDA, this was done under the 2024 Code of Practice, with help from platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. But here's the thing, is this really about safety, or is it a new way to control the narrative in Nigeria? And those are the two stories that we'll be discussing right here on this table on Morning Post. But let's start with the issue of Soludo firing the 8 operatives that were responsible for the brutal humiliation of the young lady. Let's take a look at the video from Governor Charles Soludo.
What happened on July the 23rd, and I want to emphasize this, that this incident happened on July 23rd, almost a month ago. Coincidentally, it's coming out on social media a month after. It was, my friend, get away, you're distracting me. I don't know, my people are just all over the place, distracting us, as it were. This event happened on the 23rd of July, and this is, we're very law-abiding people. Rule of law, security of life and property happen to be our #1 agenda. That's the #1 in our 5-pillar agenda. And our people swung into action immediately. Immediately this was brought to the attention of our Homeland Security team, and those guys were arrested instantly, and then the victim was approached, and some restitution instantly made. I understand that the briefing I got was that her phone was damaged, and some others' phones were damaged in the process, and they were all made well. I mean, there was some restitution to that effect. You know, it was taken care of medically, and then those guys were apprehended, first suspended, and the investigation ongoing. But
My name is Edemaelo Jennifer. I've been very person. So this incident happened on the 23rd of July, at about 5 p.m. in the evening. I myself and my co-coppers were just in our coppers lodge, charging our phones, minding our own business as youths that we are, as usual. So we heard a knock on the door, and at first we thought it was our neighbor's door because it was a 3-story building with a lot of flats, a lot of rooms. So we actually thought it was our neighbor's door that was being knocked on. So we ignored the first time, until we heard it again. But this time it was way more aggressive, and it was like the person on the other end was angry about being ignored. So I said, okay, let me go and check if it's our door that is being knocked or who is at the other end. Even before I got to the door was kicked in. If I had even made a step further, the door would have hit me in, and only God knows what. So on the other end of the door, I saw a masked man with a gun. I don't know what type of gun, and he wasn't wearing any form of uniform, whether military or just plain uniform. He wasn't wearing any no form of identification.
All right, we just saw two videos, one from Professor Charles Soludo narrating the incident during an interview with Arise, and the personal encounter from the POV of Jennifer, who was the core member that was being assaulted. Now let's take a look moving forward at, how this happened in the first place. I'm going to start with Ifoma because you were not in the studio when we discussed this, but what happened was that this lady, they suspected that she and her friends that were living in this particular lodge were Yahoo members, and the Agony Chamber operatives stormed into their apartment and started assaulting them. And from the information that we have out there, they said she was not the only person that was assaulted, but this is the video that we have right now. But Ifoma,
yeah,
just give us a breakdown of how this happened.
Okay, you've actually said everything. She was stripped naked by almost 5 guys, and they were beating her, calling her all sorts of names. But I wanted to bring this to our attention. The reason why these people called vigilantes were actually brought on board was because maybe the police were underfunded or they were weaker. That was why they brought these people on board. But what I don't really understand is, let me even maybe like take us back to the time of Bakassi and Ibubago groups. You understand? These people exceeded their mandate. They were supposed to protect and supplement the police, but they exceeded what they are supposed to do. Instead of becoming protectors, they started becoming predators. You understand? Which is quite sad. Yes, I commend the fact that the governor has come out to say, oh, that they've been arrested, or those 8 persons have been arrested. But I
not arrested, they said dismissed.
Dismissed, but it is not enough.
Okay.
That is, it is not enough. These people, the entire vigilante groups, they need reformation. These people need to be retrained, trained over again, and not just training. They need to be kept in check in every single thing they do in the society.
Thank you very much, Ifoma. On that note, I'm going to come to Mr. Daniel Sacramento, but there are some comments on X, where some people were making suggestions as to the fact that we have, Unizik in Oka, and still they go to hire, motor park thugsmen that shouldn't even have any problem with security. Let's take some comments from X. Leon is saying it shouldn't end there. Reform your state security apparatus. Gordon FTB says just that. Retire, but they are not tired. So what do you think will happen next? Guess they will turn into rogue unknown gunmen. Geolite ICT says dismissal is not enough punishment. They should face the law.
Exactly.
I like that one. Youth in Process says after 1 month of the incident, just because this one went viral. Daniel Rega says, not believing a single move by the government until these people are imprisoned, cause all the government does is arrest, then handovers, and that's the end. Victims almost never get any justice as the case is often swept under the carpet, especially when it involves officers. African Affairs Observer says these are Soludo's party thugs pretending to be vigilantes. Thousands of unemployed university and high school graduates in Anambra can do the jobs of a vigilante, but Soludo chooses to employ motor park touts. This was the comment I was referring to earlier. But before we go to you, Mr. Daniel, I'm just going to give my own perspective on the issue. From what we saw that Governor Soludo said, he said that they acted immediately when this happened on July, right? That they suspended these people, and after they were suspended, they were dismissed. And when I saw that video and I heard that statement, that was what came to my mind was, is this all? Was that enough? Is there any investigation that is still ongoing? Are they going to be prosecuted? Is there going to be any punishment? I saw a picture where the faces of the their names. This type of situation, in my opinion, they should show us their names, their faces, their pictures. Let us see the men that did this inhuman act to this young lady that did them apparently nothing at all. So I don't think that this is enough. I don't think suspending or dismissing these 8 men is enough. But what do you think, Mr. Daniel Sacramento?
All right. It's quite unfortunate that such incident happened, where there is in a country where things are not properly done. Although we see these things when it comes to security aspects, it's everywhere. Both in United States, is there. The last protest that cut across a lot of Minnesota and so many places in United States, when we say Black Lives Matters, it was a part of that, where a black man was trampled upon the floor till he died. He passed out there. So these are things we find out where there is, once in a while things of such will happen. We look at the police brutality. It happened in Nigeria. NSAS was as a result of such issues. It happened where people were just doing a peaceful protest, and the air came and a lot of youth were massacred. It happens. Now, the truth about it is that there is no time, because I need to decongest the mind of the way we reply to some things in the country. It's mind-blogging, mind-boggling, I beg your pardon. You see, some people begin to say, governor this, governor, yes, you have right to say whatever you want to say, but because he's the chief security officer of the state. But we have to look in. There is no sensible governor that would ask the security apparatus to go and start molesting people. No sane person would do that if there is no political undertone in it. Now, the Agune Chamber apparatus is formed because Anambra has been on the heat of criminality. So the governor, because of the urgency, had to form those the Agune Chamber to be able to curtail the menace. Now, if you want to catch a thief, you must act like a thief. That is the angle where some of the recruited Agberos came on board. You can't use a graduate from UNIZIC to go and catch an Agbero who is in the park. It will never synchronize.
But what I don't understand, why is it that they always exceed their own boundaries?
That's what I'm coming.
What they are supposed to do.
I'm coming. You see, the police do the same. That is a proceed of a failed system. The police did the same. The IG of police has come out time without number. Do not check anybody's phone. You have no business with anybody's phone. Does this thing happen? Yes, on daily basis. Just yesterday, I was watching a video of a guy that was almost killed in Port Harcourt. Anti-terrorism. What does anti-terrorism have to do with the phone? What do they have to do blocking the road, putting up a roadblock? So it happens. Now, Agune Chamber is not different from the offshoot of police. Yeah. Now, these are things that is why the toxicity of what the youth sees every day, the citizen sees every day. Everybody is now acting mad.
No, you made a comment, Mr. Daniel. You said that, to catch a thief, you have to recruit people that are like thieves as well. Yes. But what I'm saying is, from the track record of Agune Chamber, how many unknown gunmen have they been able to arrest? Have they been able to bring
Now, let me tell you.
I just want to know the statistics. Okay, I'm not saying they haven't. How many have they? And then, we are talking about thieves, right? In what way did Jennifer look like a thief? And how did they go to her place by 5 p.m.?
I am still on analysis. I'm driving to what we're saying. Now, let me tell you, we have to be, when we are on social media, security things are not things you disclose openly. You don't do that. That is professionalism.
Okay, the security operatives.
No, you don't do that. Whether Agune Chamber has been working, we'll give them thumbs up. They have. Now, in every 12, there must always be a Judas.
This one was 5.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying.
More than 5.
In every 12. Now, there are a series of issues that have happened. Majority you do not know. Some of us in the street know some of the issues that have been going on. This is not the first case that is coming on board against Agune Chamber.
So they've been molesting people before now?
There have been issues of molestations. But the issue is, what is the government doing about it? Now, the government has been handling them.
How?
Let me tell you. There was a day I had the opportunity to discuss with the PPRO of police, Anambra, and he told me why we have the things we have. Now, I talked about failed system. Do you understand? But let me leave that as well. Let's face Agune Chamber. Now, Agune Chamber was something that was formed in a hurry.
In a hurry?
Yes, because the criminality was trying to overwhelm what we had on grounds. Now, in inside terrains, in the villages, in the communities, there are aspects where the police, the army would be able to go. And that was why Vigilante came on board. Now, Vigilante is called community policing. Because these are the people who knows the criminals inside the community. The police might not know all of them, but they are the ones that know. Because some majority of them were recruited from their communities.
Exactly.
Okay.
And some of them are even criminals.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So as I'm speaking to you now, since the past 2 months, they have been undergoing training, set by set.
But
the Nigerian
I
police,
want to ask a question.
Hold on.
I want to get clarification.
Follow closely.
Where were they set up in the first place, the Agune Chamber group? Was it to catch fraudsters like Yahoo, or for criminals?
Can we follow so that we don't...
No, I'm just trying to get
clarity. I am coming. You asked a question. All you needed to do is to listen, so that you were able to get...
No, I'm just trying to get...
I am driving to the point.
All right.
You understand? You have to understand. You don't just jump things inside it because maybe of curiosity. No, but there are issues. You must understand where the thing is coming from, so that you'll be able to know how to tackle it.
Okay, so
now the issue is this. That, like I said, no government will ask the security apparatus to go and harm harmless civilian. Nobody. Now, I just gave you, and I said, in every 12, you will have Judas. You have overzealous persons. That is the truth. You have people, even in police, till dates. That is why X Squad was formed. Who are the X Squad? X Squad are police arresting police. They are everywhere, even in Anambra State here. They go about, there are so many of them that go out to form illegal checkpoints just to make money. I don't know how many people that saw what happened in Imo State, where a policeman was collecting money. I never knew that the next vehicle that was coming was a superior police officer that came. He was on social media. And the guy said, what business did you transact that you are collecting money from these motorists? Go and return that money now. He was everywhere. Just this thing happened the weekend. He was everywhere. He said, go and return that money. You are the people bringing back them to the Nigerian police. It was on record. Now, what I'm trying to let you know is that the Agune Chamber is not different, because once you see somebody carrying gun, sleeping, when you are sleeping, he's awake. The psychology is quite different. And that's why I want to give kudos to Nigerian police in Anambra State, who have deemed it fit to begin the training. For the past 2 months, they have been undergoing training set by set. Now, the question is the training, responding? Are they responding to the training they are undergoing? Now, the issue is this. So many of them do not know the nitty-gritty. They think once you are on uniform and you are carrying gun, that you have been licensed to begin to misbehave. Now, this unfortunate incident has no reason to happen. Their duty is not to go into people's compound to look for Yahoo boys. Are they EFCC? No. So this, you might see, so many of them are not, there are so many bad eggs in the system.
So how do we go about? Because I want us to
now the governor has come out to condemn that.
As
I'm speaking to you now, the wife of the governor has sent emissaries to go and get the copper.
When now?
I'm just telling you, this has just happened recently.
No, it happened a month ago. I want to know
am
when
not telling
this
you
happened.
today.
Is
Listen,
it now?
I'm just telling you 2 days ago, emissaries
2 days ago.
has been sent to go and get the game.
Do you think it was because this went viral?
So would the governor be in his office and know what is happening there?
He said he knew about it, that when it happened, don't worry, let me answer. They said he knew about it when this happened and it was brought to his table. And what they did was to dismiss them, that they were placed on suspension for a while. Now I was asking, the initial question I asked was, is this enough? The dismissal, is that enough?
Okay, now hear this. Now let me say, because I like being factual about things I do. Things would happen, and once the governor hears something of that nature, what he does is he has special advisors. It's not everything he will leave so many other things to come and attend to. And when he says, I want this thing to be tackled, that is why you have aides. That is why you have commissioners. That's why you have this. They have to and come to the executive meeting and table it, and you ask questions. They will tell you, if they tell you this thing has been sorted out, you have no reasons than to believe them that they have been sorted out. Until now, when people now says, maybe that is why the social media is good. People now comes on board and say, this thing has not been sorted out. What he now needs to do is to now take over the case, which he has done now. Now, the truth about it is this. Those guys were arrested, dismissed and handed over to the police for prosecution. Now, when they say investigation is ongoing, it has to ongo. If you hear the PPRO, it says, why they didn't conclude the investigation was that the victim was not available.
All right.
So that was it.
Concerning that, you just said something that the lady was not around in question, and we saw a video where an ordinary citizen was able to contact this lady in her place. Is it that was it a distance that was a problem for them?
As I'm speaking to you, yesterday or 2 days ago as well, the Honorable Commissioner of Youth in Anambra State, the governor sent some emissaries to Delta State to go and see the governor of Delta State. Because the lady is
that's what I wanted to know.
So I'm not telling you, there are a lot of things that are, they have done that.
I just feel like, talking about social media, I like the fact that you said that social media has helped to bring this thing to the attention of the government. Yes, because the same social media that we're talking about now is the same social media that over 13 million pages were taken down by the federal government, saying that the comments were offensive. And I just wanted to... Was it only
comment they talked about?
No, he said that the posts that they made were offensive. And I just wanted to ask, do you think now that the government is sort of controlling the social media, that this is the way to go moving forward? I want to start with you, Ifoma.
Like I said before, these people have, this set of persons, they have misplaced priority. You have areas that you're supposed to pay keen attention to and make sure that you effect change in all of them. But no, you go about banning, taking down social media pages. Now, I don't have a problem with what you're trying to do. Maybe you're trying to regulate or sanitize the social media platform so that any form of fake news or misinformation will be curbed. You understand? But at the same time, there are still people, well-meaning Nigerians, that this is going to affect. Okay. I mean, it affected some persons, even though they said that some persons pleaded, and their accounts were reinstated. But at the same time, out of how many persons did you restore their account?
You just asked that question.
Wait, I'm coming. What about other persons that post meaningful content? What about those persons? It goes a long way to say that the government is kind of trying to, censor or trying to control every single thing. I mean, we have the right to express our opinions. It's more like they are trying to, bring down everything that has to do with the youth or Nigerians speaking up or criticizing them. And it is quite sad that even at this time and this age, that something like this is happening in this
You know that you mentioned this and how the government is trying to censor people on social media, and the funny thing was that they mentioned or they referenced the code of conduct, you know, the 2024 code of practice that were just put in place in 2024. That was last year. So, you know, first of all, there was a time when Twitter, that's now X, was banned, right? And then later on it was reinstated and all of that. What I'm trying to understand is the goal of the government. We are in a situation whereby if we protest, there will be police brutality. We don't have security from the police force. There is tear gas and all of that assault on protesters. There are situations where you will come and try to speak. Where can you even see these ministers? We don't have any way we can talk to these people. We can talk to these politicians. The single the one tool that we have to air our views, like the situation that happened in Anambra, without the existence of social media, it would not have been possible. The governor is too busy to know about a core member called Jennifer. Nobody knows about her until now. And now we are having this situation whereby the pages, the social media pages of people, over 13 million social media pages across TikTok, X and Facebook are being taken down. And now I'm asking, is it that the government want to so censor social media in a way that we will not have a means of airing our views? What are your thoughts, Mr. Daniel?
Well, like I said, and I'm going to say again, the government is our institution, and that's, you know, they have every right in some certain things they are doing. And I want to say, if 13 million media, whatever,
social media this
thing was taken down, then it means there was some certain things that was seen that was not right. I like being factual.
Yes.
It is when this younger generation sees a lot of things, they tend to imitate the negative things. So let's look at the negative aspect of it.
And the positive.
No, we know the positive, because the positive, we are almost 200 and something million in Nigeria.
See, we understand.
I'm coming, please.
But why the large scale?
Hold on,
why?
Please. We are 200 and something million.
The large scale.
Hold on,
why?
Please. We are 200 and something million. 13 million was brought down of a questionable issue.
Who made that judgment?
That is not your field.
Majority.
Hold on.
They should make it transparent to us.
Can I please come, please?
Yes, you can.
I was listening to you guys.
Yes.
I listened to you people. They have their mode of operation. The NCC is there. There are bodies that does that.
NBC. The
NBC is there. They have their rules and regulations.
For the mainstream
media. They have their rules and regulations. Let me tell you, they don't need to come and start making public. There are code of conduct that was sent about that is there.
Was it made available to Nigerians?
Now look at it. I'm just trying to tell you the reality. I don't follow crowd. I look at realities on ground. That is the truth about life. People might not like you, but you say the truth.
So what
I'm trying to let you know is this. Okay. Nigeria is 200 and something million. Okay. Maybe we have 100 and something million in subscribers of social media account. Hold on, please. Social media account. 13 million was taken down. The question is, what did this 13 million do? That is the question. It means there were some certain things found in it that are offensive. Hold on.
Okay, no, I want you to make a point.
There are some things that might be offensive. Now, you made mention of the one that was after pleading, they now brought. So, what it means that for the person to plead, there was something he or she
accused. Okay,
yes.
okay, wait, I understand what you're saying.
Like
no, I understand what you're saying. Let me
so that
just
is
get
the
your
truth.
view.
There are code of conduct.
You are not wrong.
Code of conduct. Anything you do,
You are not wrong.
you must observe that.
But I have a question.
Okay.
No, I understand
Please,
what you're
hold
saying.
on,
I have a
let's
question here. You said that the code of conduct that NBC has and other bodies have to checkmate what people post in order to stop the flow of offensive comments and all of that, which is really good. I know how social media can be negative in that sense, but my own question is, when did NBC leave the mainstream media and start tackling social media? And by what yardstick are they using to judge an offensive comment? Could it be that people that will come and critique the government would also be tagged as offensive?
Talking now, you guys didn't allow me.
No, you have been talking
Hold on. No.
views.
You didn't allow me to talk. Maybe you do. You people are doing more of the talking today.
No,
Let me
you
tell
are.
Hold on. No, I'm not. Please, I'm not. Let me tell you, I don't. When we are on air, because this is my field for years. See, we know the truth about Nigerians. I don't like every point in time, in as much as we have a very terrible system. I was just telling somebody today, it doesn't mean that the government have not done some things good, in as much as a lot of things have been bad. The government, although they are to be blamed, because they allowed so many things to happen. Now, when we're talking about stopping people's source of livelihood, I want to ask, people coming on board to talk about Okite rituals on social media, that is their business. It's source of his livelihood. Now, is that a business? It's source of his livelihood. Now, is that a good thing?
See,
That's a question. Hold on, please. Is that a good thing? Yes or no? No, it is not. You are derailing the youth. You're promoting laziness. You're promoting evil. Now, should the government sit down and fold their arms and allow that to propagate because it's a source of livelihood of somebody?
No,
the answer is no. I just want us to balance.
Really
I'm not saying
on negativity.
Negativity is the aspect why 13 million was shut down.
So 13 million people. I want to know why the 13 million people are shut down. Let us know the code.
Now, if somebody is criticizing, you said, please forgive me. If somebody is criticizing the government and the government shut it down, we will all know the truth. I'm not saying things like that will not happen. No, I am not saying it. But I want us to look at, since they said 13 million was shut down, in where we have almost 150 million subscribers.
So you're saying it's not enough, it's not that big, 30 million.
No, I'm not saying it's not that big. I'm just trying to let you know something might be fishy. I'm not looking at the negative aspect.
No, we are looking at both sides, because the same NBC shut down radio stations, and you were the one that came and told us that, the NBC came out and said that they have no authority. I'm not saying NBC shut down, I'm saying the federal government, I'm saying the state government, and I'm saying they don't have the right to do that. Now we are seeing how NBC is overused, and what am I saying, the state government is abusing that power by shutting down radio stations that they don't even have the authority to. And now my fear is that they are now moving to social media. It's as though they want to have a hold on the entire media. Federal government.
National Broadcasting Commission is a regulatory body.
I understand what you're saying. I'm saying that it's the federal government that has shut down. Just say
we all know that this is a technological era whereby your physical store is no longer enough for you. It's not sufficient enough for you to move your business forward. Now, everybody have cultivated that habit of dominating the social media platform with their business. This is their business. They say carry your business for your head. They carry their business on their head to make sure that they get more customers, and then you're coming to censor them. It's kind of looking like the government is having more power as it stands right now, because in as much as you're bringing in the negative aspect, there are still genuine people out there that are pushing their business. They want wider reach, and you are controlling them. I don't have a problem with them trying to, you know, clean the social media space or make it more safer. But at the same time, there are still businesses that are trying
to control.
It is very scary. It is very scary for the government. It is very scary. You can't control the media. Like the media is supposed to be free. It's called free press.
There are people that don't have physical store. It's that social media that is their.
You know, you're even talking about physical store. There are people that are content creators for crying out loud. Content creators that have brand deals, that have been able to become millionaires because of these brands that they are working with. So even whether we like it or not, I don't think it is right for the government to come and want to control, have full monopoly of the press. I don't think it's right.
And if they don't come out to tell us this are the processes.
Yes, let us know the code of conduct.
These are the processes. These are the code of conduct, so that every other citizen will
take notes.
Avoid it. If not, it will keep on looking like the government is coming at the youth for critiquing them. That's the aspect I am coming.
Okay, now let me try as much as I can to say some things. In as much as we all have liberty, the government has the power to censor everything that has to do on the media space. One. That is why we have broadcasting code of conduct. Social media is inclusive. Understand that fact. Now, you asking government to come and tell you it's wrong. It is for you to go, browse, make research, check what the code of conduct is all about. You must have that, so that you use it to buttress your points. You must always understand that fact. That's one. Now, I still maintain they are not, I know that we have witch hunting. It's everywhere. We have witch hunting in what we do. Now, my mother will always say, if you're being punished in class, my mother will always actually say, in a class of 50, why must you be the person that is being punished? It's always a question. And it helps you to look into yourself inwardly. Now, I am not trying to say that government will not fight those who are opposing them or who try to bring out, criticize the things they are doing wrong. That happens. Now, you guys have been on government, so I'm not trying to, what I'm trying to do is to come out from the other side. So that when you bring out yours, we'll look at it here, we'll look at it from this angle.
Yeah, but
now, hold on. Too. No, you're saying that's I just said the same thing. It's not called for argument. I'm just saying the same thing now. I said the angle you guys are coming out from is good. Maybe they shut down people who are criticizing them. Or maybe they are shutting down people who are not making any meaningful or positive means in the life of the society. That is the truth. So let's not just put all our eggs in one basket because we have already a bad government. Most of the time we look at some good things they are doing. That is the angle, that's the picture I want to paint.
Exactly, I get that.
There are people who come out to do pornography on air. They are destroying the lives of the upcoming generation, and nobody is saying anything about it. There's some people just come out to just shake their bobby on air, and the younger ones are looking into it. Tomorrow you begin to see them on the streets.
I get
so
what
that is actually where I'm coming from.
No, we are not making wrap it up here.
I'm not making things for the government, but I'm just saying that in some certain things, because we have been in the media space, we know all this.
I understand.
The media space you are talking about, they have the orbit, the satellite, where you be able to receive. So it's their thing. In as much as we have their right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
We've actually created a balance with this particular issue that we're having here. You that is a social media user, I mean, there are meaningful content, there are a lot of meaningful content that you can actually create and post there on social media. It shouldn't have to be anything that pertains negativity. You still have the right to critique the government, scrutinize them, but at the same time, the platform that is being given to you, do not misuse that platform. And then to the government, please and please, do not, because with this that just happened, I feel like some persons that are genuine, their contents are genuine, the contents we are taking down, you get. I'm like, you should more like make sure and endeavor that the people that you're taking down our accounts are people that went against those regulations, and not we trying to, you know, have the sense that you're trying to control every single thing that we do or what we say in the society.
Thank you very much, Ife. And I like the fact that you both have talked to social media users so that they can be mindful of what they put. So I'm going to address this to the federal government. We talked about people that have posted negative things online, which is terrible, and we do not encourage false news and rumors. But I'm also saying to the federal government to lead by example, because it's not just people who come on social media and post rubbish and post bad things that people are emulating. The way you lead the country, the way and manner in which they squander money, they embezzle funds, other people are watching. The younger generation are looking up to the leaders. So it's also in our interest that the leaders work, you know, live out our expectations. They do what they say they are going to do. If they say that they have a mandate to deliver, they deliver that mandate when they say they will. But I think generally, at the end of the day, everybody has a lesson to get from this, both the social media users and the federal government. Thank you so much again, Mr. Daniel Sacramento and Ifoma Oji, for doing this with me. It was a full conversation. It was a really full conversation. Thank you so much for joining us. And to our viewers, thank you again and again for always sticking with us. Remember that you can air your comments in our comment section, like, follow, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Make sure that you're updated with all of our activities. You can find me on my social media handle at Sharon NM Chiku, and you, Ifoma.
You can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Miselex.
And you, Mr. Daniel?
I'm always in the studio.
All right, thank you once again. Till we see you this evening for Active Citizens Parliament, do have a good morning.